Hey everybody, my name is Andrew Rucker. Some people may know me as Pancho Rucker. I'm an Amazon best-selling author and illustrator. I've done a bunch of other stuff that has nothing to do with anything, even got a shoe addiction that's irresponsible as all get up. But today I'm coming to you as Andrew, the stroke survivor who has type 2 diabetes.
Diabetes.
Yep, diabetes. I come from a long line of family members that have the disease, and a lot of people that I know have it too. However, all of us have this one commonality. We are all black Americans. Now, I'm not saying that other races don't have the same issue, but none of my friends that's from any other ethnic group have this. So I wondered to myself, how is this possible? Like, is it a design or a coincidence or just sheer luck? Either way, I want to bring you on my quick journey of discovery from my matter of perspective. I hope you all will become educated from this ride just like I intend to. So to get some type of light on this situation, I want to use the social ecological model as a framework.
What is a social ecological model? Whatever you said with your extra self.
Thanks, loud crowd guy. A social ecological model, it's developed to further the understanding of the dynamic interrelations amongst various personal and environmental factors, right? The 4 levels of the model start with individual, that's dealing with determinants such as sex, gender, and personal attitudes, beliefs, and knowledge-leading behaviors. Relationship, dealing with determinants such as friends, family, or other affecting decisions, right? Community, dealing with determinants such as organizations, groups, and places prompting action. And societal, dealing with determinants such as policies, laws, and cultural norms composing environment, okay? So now that we have the basis of how we're going to attack the path, let's start with the first phase, individual.
Good, because I was wondering where you was going with your big head self. You know, you look like you could
Excuse
play
me,
rocks
y'all,
with your
one
thoughts,
second.
bro.
Hey man, say, bro, let me talk to you real quick.
We are currently experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Diabetes is a disease that occurs when your blood glucose, also called blood sugar, is too high. Blood glucose is the body's main source of energy. Insulin, a hormone that's made by the pancreas, helps glucose get into your cells to be used for energy. In type 2 diabetes, your body doesn't make enough insulin or doesn't use insulin well. Too much glucose then stays in your blood, not enough to reach your cells. Over time, too much glucose in your blood can cause health problems such as heart disease, nerve damage, eye problems, and kidney disease. You're more than likely to develop type 2 diabetes if you're 45 or older, have a family history of diabetes, or overweight or obese. In the United States, black adults are nearly twice as likely as white adults to develop type 2 diabetes. This racial disparity has been rising over the last 30 years. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, if you have any of the diabetes symptoms, please see a doctor about getting your blood sugar tested. Symptoms are, you may urinate or pee a lot, often at night, you're very thirsty, you lose weight without trying, you're very hungry, have blurry vision, have numb or tingling hands or feet, feel very tired, or have very dry skin. Now, diabetes can lead to severe and in some cases life-threatening complications such as cardiovascular disease, chronic kidney disease, diabetes-related eye disease, skin complications, hearing loss, diabetic ketoacidosis, stroke. You're at a higher risk for both gingivitis, early stage gum disease, and periodontitis, advanced gum disease, neuropathy or nerve damage, reduced circulation, and even limb loss. There are several ways to test for diabetes. A1C, or glucose tolerance, and plasma glucose tests are some of the more common. Testing should be carried out in a healthcare setting such as your doctor's office or lab. If your doctor determines that your blood glucose or blood sugar is very high, or if you have classic symptoms of high glucose in addition to one positive test, your doctor may not require a second test to diagnose diabetes. Treatment for diabetes will vary from taking pills to regulate your body like metformin or Jardiance, injectable insulin like Ozempic or Trulicity, or even weight loss surgery. However, all of these things are nothing without diet and lifestyle change. Honestly, I thought that if you ate too much candy or bread products, then you would get the sugar, right? But That was what I was taught by my friends and family because of the lack of knowledge that they even had, which leads me to my next phase of the social ecological model, relationship. Because my grandmother was poorly educated on the matter, my mama didn't have diabetes, and the rest of my family, we really don't talk much. So it left me, my sibling, and my sister to fend for ourselves when finding the information to help us when all three of us got it. It led me to start asking around for more info on how do you get rid of it, because I didn't want a life of sticking myself with a needle for the rest of my life. Like, some of my friends gave me more holistic ways. Some said go hit the gym, but one even told me to go talk to organizations like CareSTL back then, or now with Affinia Healthcare, which leads me to my next phase of the social ecological model, community. I sat down with Jonah Richardson, who's a WIC nutritionist at Affinia Healthcare. We talked about the social determinants, risk factors, and some cultural considerations and more. Like, the information he gave me was extremely enlightening.
So honestly, it's kind of a bit of everything.
Okay.
Especially culturally speaking, and then a lot of it's also just poor communities. Definitely food deserts.
Mm-hmm.
They may only have access to things like soda, chips, stuff like that, and not have the access to whole foods like fruits, veggies, good protein sources.
Okay.
So it's just an accumulation of a lot of social economic things.
I got you.
That kind of.
Thanks for the information, Jonah. Like, he touched on a lot of different things and educated me on a lot that I didn't even know. He also indirectly brought us into the last phase of the socio-ecological model, and really the meat and potatoes of this video, the societal section. I really want to touch on the part of the societal socio-ecological model that talks about cultural norms composing environment. Coming from where I come from in North St. Louis, I've seen a lot of normals that keep the community on the same hamster wheel. Like, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services of Minority Health, in 2023, a non-Hispanic Black or African American was 1.4 times more likely than a non-Hispanic white adult to be diagnosed with diabetes. In 2021, a non-Hispanic or African American was 40 times more likely than a non-Hispanic white to die from diabetes. From the lack of fresh food in grocers, a surplus of fast food chains, liquor stores, to the newly added dialysis center in every poor neighborhood in the city, I'm starting to think that if this isn't a designed systemic plan to keep the black and brown citizen of society unhealthy and poor, then the coincidence is uncanny. And the fact that we walk around blind to the loud truth is a huge problem. We as a community, from the CHW to the average Joe, has to play a part in all of this. The CHW, or community health worker, we have a job to inform the people of all the resources and agencies that are available, like Affinia Healthcare, CareSTL, and Archwell. We have to provide the community with as much information on and what to eat effectively and more efficiently. And lastly, if we don't have the information, make sure we have the resources to gather for the people, to send to the people. As far as the community, it is our duty to spread the information as much as possible. Hold these local businesses and grocers accountable, and demand that we get the same amount of produce that they provide in locations like Clayton, Brentwood, Ladue, and Frontenac at the same price point, or we'll go to their competitors if possible. We need to hold the local and state legislators accountable and demand that there should be healthy and accessible options for all those same communities that suffer from the very same issues that plagues our neighborhoods. Man, there's so many things that I could say, but I only have so much time in this video, so I'll leave it with this. Acknowledging the issue is a start. But it's blatantly obvious that there is an issue, and this issue is no longer a problem, but an institutional burden and thorn in our sides. Thank you for your time, and let me get back to my shoe habit, man. I'll see y'all later.